big deal. That's like, you know, normally I'm running 300 watts. So yeah, I am quite a bit down, but I am running to the collinear array antenna, so that helps. And but anyway, yeah, this is the ATD, the Alpha Tango Delta running. So it's maiden voyage back to Chuck T0 DWCWA7YBS.
Okay, Henry. WA7YBS with WA6OTE. This is K0. Is there anybody else out there that would like to check in a little early and be number 3? Vintage Military Radio Net coming out.
WS6MQI.
Oh, God, you got a ground pounder signal over here this morning. It's got good, clear, and crisp and powerful. Tom was like that too. I tell you, that when Tom fixed that antenna, man, he really did the job on it, because he's had great signals over here ever since. So hats off to Tom. WA6OTE, great job, man. I got you in the free spot there, Dave. How's things in Livermore today?
DWC, W6MQI. Well, hopefully it won't get to 100 degrees again today. It was hot yesterday. Makes it kind of miserable. I'm kind of getting done with the hot weather. I want the cold weather back.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I think ours is about average this year. I think that's a total of about 100 degrees plus temperature. Not necessarily because it wasn't like it was 2 years ago. We had that like fun. It was awful. But anyway, I got you in the free spot there, Dave, and I'll see if there's anybody else wants to check in be number 4. Military Radio Net coming out. There's Bill. Good morning, Bill. You're Q5 right now. Good to hear you this morning. And your signal's pretty good. How's it going? You're number 4, Bill. Number 4.
I have a question for MQI.
What did I do, Tim? Or Tom?
I had a question for you. I got an email too late, I think, from Andy about being on the air on 3880 with his SPF. Was that last night or is that for tonight?
I'll have to check my email. I haven't checked my email yet today.
Okay, so you know as much as I do then. All right, thank you. WA6OTE.
Okay. Let's see if there's anybody who wants to be number 5 for the Vintage Military Radio Net coming out. Okay, well, nothing heard. There's 5 of us, so I guess we can start it, and I'll check here and see if anybody's check in. So, good morning, Henry, Tom, Dave, and Bill. And everybody's sounding fantastic. Glad you guys are here. And I wonder where Mikey's at. Oh. Anyway, this is Vintage Military Radio Net. You guys know the spiel, so I won't go through all of it, but we're running the AR-213, we're running the AR-7, about 300 watts, and inverted V antenna. And I've got the loop on and the R388 on as backup receiver. So that's our rundown here. And you guys know how it works. If you have anything for sale or want, go ahead and mention it. All that good stuff. And we'll get started here in the #1 spot. Henry, I'm proud of you. #1 this morning. Way to go. WA7YBS in the #1 spot. #2 is WA6OP increased base and 6 #4 is Bill N6BCT. One more quick check for #5 and then we'll get started. Okay, nothing heard. So with that, I guess we will go over across Route 50 there to Henry. WA7YBS K0DWC.
K0DWC WA7YBS. And well, good morning to Tom, to Dave, and to Bill, and to Chuck. And yeah, good signals. And 50 degrees this morning. And there'll probably be 90-something today, low 90s, maybe. So anyway, that's clear skies, but a little clouds here and there, but not bad. We had a little bit of rain a couple of days ago, and but it lasted about 5 seconds. Well, maybe a little bit more than that, maybe 5 minutes. But it was pretty light stuff. That's the rundown on the weather. Well, this is the ATD Alpha Tango Delta transmitter. This is an 814 with the PA, 1,000 volts on the plate, and hopefully 380 volts on the screen, but it looks like it's about 220 volts on the screen. And of course the problem is that the modulator tunes which has a pair of 6L6Gs also runs on that 380 volts, which is 320 volts. And of course, so I don't have 100% modulation. I'm probably running about 75-80%, something like that. The power supply I'm using to run this ATD is the ART13 power supply. So, you know, the requirements are pretty close. 1,000 volts for the plate, 380 volts for the low voltage, and then of course 28 volts for the focus and the relays. So anyway, that's the excuses. 45 watts of carrier power, and to the collinear array. And of course, it's like the ART13, the ATD can run a dynamic microphone input. So that's what I'm doing. I'm using an amplified bass D104, just like I do on an ART13. So anyway, that's the rundown on the transmitter, and a little more improvements still, but I just wanted to get it on the air and let everybody hear this ATD sample. I'm using the RBG2 S57. That's the Navy HQ120 from World War II. So the RBG2 is a pretty good little receiver, not bad. So that's what the station consists of. We'll turn it over to Tom. WA6OPE, WA7YBS.
Okay, WA7YBS, WA6OPE. Oh, beautiful Richmond. I can't see beautiful Richmond because of the fog. Nice and cool. And I also, the 12 kV power line spitting at me every once in a while due to the fog. Well, let's see. That ATD is doing very, very nicely. You're actually stronger than Chuck. And modulation-wise, big time. And nice and clear, clean modulation. And it sounds like higher than 80% to me. And I kind of go by my usual volume setting on the RBC receiver and signal strength indications in dB on the RBC. And Undermodulated rigs, I have to turn the gain up a little bit in order to hear clearly, and overmodulated, I have to, or real loud modulation, I have to turn down a little bit. So you're right in the normal slot, and it certainly sounds like close to, let's say, 90% modulation. But it sounds very good, amazing. You would never know it's an ancient World War II radio, and a crude one at that. So very good, sounds good. And of course your D104 audio that kind of throws everything off as far as, you know, you're not listening to an old radio. Anyway, sounds good, and 45 watts is plenty of power with your antenna system. You're coming in here nicely. Dave has stopped out, of course. He usually is. It's very loud here this morning. And, yeah, I got an email from Andy yesterday. Well, I didn't see it until this morning, but it came in, I think, around 8 o'clock last night. So that's why I was mystified, because he was going to be on the air at 8:30 last night, or maybe tonight, I don't know, with SPF, which is a Forest Service, a little low-power Forest Service AM rig on 3880. I was looking for people to monitor, but I didn't check my email so early this morning. So that was the story there. So I will keep it moving here, and I think I'll stick around for one more round. W6MQI, WA6OPE.
All right, WA6OPE, W6MQI. All right. Yeah, I just looked at that email. It does kind of sound like it was last night, the way it's written. So, yeah. I'll be talking into the lid. What is the microphone in the lid of that thing or something? I don't know what that, I don't even know what an SPF is. I'll have to, looks like he's got a file attached. I'll have to take a look at it. But anyway, this is Dave in Livermore. And, yeah, everybody's sounding good today. Henry, the ATD sounding good. I mean, you're a solid, you're no lower than S9, but average probably 10 over. Audio sounds good. Gets a little distorted with the QSB dips, but all in all, sounds good here in Livermore. And Chuck, you're sounding good as well. And of course, just like me with Tom, he's 40 over here or so, 20 to 40 over. Sounding nice, really good this morning. And good morning to Bill as well. And we're on the ART-13, listening on the Collins 7584. And I don't know how hot it's supposed to get today, but it was almost 100 yesterday, so we shall see. With that, we'll turn over to Bill, N6BCT, W6MQI.
Bravo, Charlie Tango, and you talk to Frank, on the telephone. Bravo, Charlie Tango. Okay, Bill. Very good. N6BCT, K0DWC. Alrighty. Well, let's see if there's a number 5 out there for the tail end here. If you'd like to check into the Vintage Military Radio, and that'd be number 5, you can come now. Okay, nothing heard. So let's see here. Well, yeah, Henry, that thing seems to sound better every time you get on it. That ATD, really, really good signal, good audio. Tom, you're knocking the doors off.
Dave's knocking the doors off, and Bill's copyable so far. So everybody hanging in there big time. So good deal there. But anyway, yeah, I think Henry said it was going to be, I think, in the low 90s today, or upper 80s, one of them, or whatever. But got some more stuff to do outside, and kind of hoarding any radio projects here in the radio room until it gets cold. So getting a lot of work done outside, though. That's kind of the story here. But anyway, we'll keep it going, and we'll start round 2. So with that, we'll go back over to Henry, WA7YBS, 0DWC.
K0DWC, WA7YBS. All right, well, thanks for the reports on the ATD, and that's pleased. And you know, it had its problems, and there's just a lot of weirdness in the transmitter. There's a lot of these little really oddball contacts that happen in each of the 4 tuning modules back in the rear. And there's a motor drive and a camshaft that drives these little vertical rods up and down that actuate switches to turn the various of the 4 channels to turn various voltages on and off to them. And you gotta have even if you aren't going to use the channel, you've got to have it set up right. If you don't have it set up right, the transmitter will arc, or weird things happen. So it is really an oddball transmitter, but it's a technology that, to me, in looking at the schematic and working on this thing, I would say the technology is really, I don't know, mid to late 30s. And of course, the contract is 1940, so it's a little crude, but we are talking about something that was before World War II. And so there you go. Let's see. We're getting ready for Cabela's this coming Saturday, and that will be the swap meet there, the fall swap meet for stars, and it's up there in Verdi, which is 10 miles west of Reno on Highway 80. So I have some things that I'm thinking about bringing, which I don't know if it'll cause any excitement or anything like that, but I'm thinking about bringing my 51S1 general coverage S-line Collins receiver. Which I don't use it, and I'm not really impressed with that receiver. So I think that's going to be on the table for sale. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, we'll see who all shows up. And, it's the usual thing. Be there about 7 o'clock or so. And it's all done by 10 or 10:30. So there we go. Cabela's, the SNARS Fall Swap Meet, next to Boomtown, there in Verdi, 10 miles west of Reno. With that, over to Tom, WA6OPE, WA7YBS.
Okay, WA7YBS, WA6OPE on a quick break there, Henry. Is that a Westinghouse ATD?
It's Bendix, and Bendix is the contractor, but this particular one, believe it or not, was built by Sparks Worthington. And so, it's a Bendix design. Go ahead, Tom.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, Bendix, early stuff. Man. Yeah, 1940, it might as well have been 1935, although things were about to change. And, amazing. Anyway, sure, those early radios, it's amazing when you look at them, as crude as they are, and all this, and boy, some of them were really crude, even though they were put together nicely. Look at something sophisticated like an ART-13 at the time. It's like, whoa, what happened here? Something different people, different mindset, that's for sure. Okay, well, let's see. Yes, Andy talking into the lid. Yes, there was a microphone in that. Producers radio. There's a bunch of them around and some interested. They're low-power AM sets, believe it or not. HF, crystal controlled, I think, mostly. All of them, I think. And Andy's got, I don't know how many of them he's got. He's got 3 or 4. But talk about crude. Man, those things are really crude, but they did work. Okay, let's see here. What else? Nothing going on radio-wise here. Just the usual stuff. And I had been listening around with the RBC on different frequencies. You know, different bands even, too. And boy, I'll tell you, that band switch probably hasn't been moved in a couple of years at least. And so I was all the way up listening on 20 meters and even all the way up to 22 megs I was listening. So it was, when I came back, things were a little squirrely, and I thought, uh-oh, bandwidth dropping. And on RBVs and RBCs, that can be interesting. And when you look at the components that are involved in the band switch, you say, well, this is never going to give any problems because it's monstrous. Very big contacts. And the sliding contacts, everything is humongous. And you always say, well, this will never have a problem. But guess what? They do. I think they're entitled to it. They're over 80 years old. And they're like pushing 85. So some of them probably have a good 25, 30 years of usage, heavy usage. And then the other ones, if you get lucky, you find 1 or 2 that it may not have that much time on it. So this RBC has been really nice. It's got to be low mileage all the way. Little old lady from Pasadena type radio. Cosmetically, it was very nice when I got it, and interior is mint. And I have had to do almost no work on it. But I may have to get into that band switch. Not fun. Not fun. Working on these things is not fun. So anyway, that's going to do it for me today, guys. So 73 to everybody, and over to Dave. W6MQI, WA6OPE.
Let me break. Excuse me. Let me break in there real quick, Dave. Good morning, Vern. K6VXY. I've got you in the number 5 spot. So when you get done, you can send it back up to me, K0DWC. So Bill, you hand it to Vern. So. Dave, W6MQI, go ahead.
All right, K0DWC, W6MQI. All righty. Yeah, good morning to Vern there, and 73 to Tom. All right, well, been doing a little work here on the RA05. Find that hard to get off my lips for some reason. Tongue twister. Boy, do I got big problems. It turned it on. I think I mentioned last week or something I was getting some hum out of it. Boy, it's completely inoperable. Major hum coming out of the audio. I've tried to do some isolation, pulling tubes. Nothing makes a difference. RF gain, AF gain doesn't do anything, no volume control or anything. I had talked to Henry, I don't know, several weeks back about a wiring issue on the audio output, the first audio tube, and that it was wired differently than the schematic and the little wiring diagram. So I messed around with that. That made no difference. But yeah, it's interesting. when I first turned it on, I actually heard some signals on the AM broadcast band, but they were heavily distorted due to the hum I was getting. But I was going to ask you, Henry, on that new Ario 7 or 8 or something manual you got? You mentioned it had a lot of stuff in there you'd never seen before. I was wondering if there was a resistance chart for each tube. My manual doesn't have anything like that. It's got some resistance checks, like on the transformers and things like that. And I went through all those, and everything seems to be good there. But there's nothing on the tube sockets. No resistance checks for that. But right now, I'm kind of miffed as to what's going on. I've never had a receiver do this before. So I think I'm going to pull the audio tubes out of it, and I'm going to inject a signal and go stage by stage with a signal tracer and see if I hear this hum. I get a feeling I'm going to hear it right off the bat, but we'll see. I don't know. It's really strange. I went through and checked all my wiring. Everything seems to be good, but this thing don't run. Kind of a bummer. What else? Not much else going on in the way of radio here. Again, Henry, the ATD sounds really good. I don't think I've ever heard one of those on the air before. It's interesting. I thought that those radios were in competition for the contract with the AL-13. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but might elaborate on that one. And yeah, Tom, your receiver, boy, sounds like those receivers are extremely heavy, probably up there in the range of the REO, pushing 100 pounds. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to work on that. This REO's heavy enough. So anyway, enough blather there from me. So I guess, let's see, who was it? I guess it's N6BCT. Sound like maybe he has some receive problems or something. Over to you, Bill. W6 or N6BCT, W6MQI.
You want me to come in as K6VXY? VXY. Yeah, it's working now. Didn't have the linear on. Okay, got myself, you said put me down as number 5. I wrote it in, and BCT is either number 4 or number 6. I don't know. But I will turn it back to Chuck. Sorry I'm late. This is a case today of undersleeping and oversleeping. I woke up at 5:30. I says, gee, I got an hour and a half. Next thing I know, it's almost 7:30. So I'm sorry I'm late, but I did make it 2 weeks in a row. Amazing. So Chuck, I'll turn it back to you. This K6VXY for ID, Pine Mountain Lake / Groveland. Running, I looked at it yesterday in the backyard. It had a nice warm day for a change, not hot. And I sat back there, looked at my antenna. I think it's about 135 degrees from what I can tell, instead of 180. So it's down, 45 degrees from a straight line. And it's still up high. I've had no problem with the animals, any kind. And I was looking at it, and I got the thing there with wire cable.
and I want to put that on another leg. So I was thinking about doing that. The weather's good, the ground is dry, so I may do some more improvements. I was looking for rigs on eBay, and then I remembered I sold, before I left Dublin, I sold my DX100. I didn't want to haul it all the way up to Idaho. I got to get a hold of that guy. I got notes somewhere of who it was. I have a log. Some of it is saved, and find him. He was out in Woodside. See if he wants to sell it back. Try and get that going. I did quite a bit of work on that and gave it to him at a low price, which I won't quote, and maybe he doesn't use it anymore. Maybe he does. The ones they had on eBay didn't look too promising, but the one I restored didn't look too promising, and I brought it back quite a bit. Now, I was thinking about going with a 100B, and then I saw the Collins, and that was very expensive. So, and there was a linear, but I'm happy with my linear. So, let me see now. Let's see. The intent of the rig is still the 7200. You know what this has? I also looked at an Apache. On receive, just transmitter only. This thing has, what's weird, it's got a noise reduction system, a noise filter, and a noise blanker. So that noise reduction system on the mornings that are kind of rough, where we don't hear someone, I kick in noise reduction AM of all things, and it really helps on receive a lot. So with that, I'll turn it back to Chuck, as I was earlier instructed. It's K6VXY, Vern, Victor Easy Roger Day, and see the handle. And I will hang in here. I got my coffee. I did take a few minutes to get some coffee. I knew I'd need that. I had quit that for about 6 weeks after the surgery. Maybe more like 8 weeks. And I tried it, and now it's sort of like I should have some, but I only drink about a cup a day, so if I stay at that level, I think I'll be fine. This is Chuck. It's K6VXY.
Okay, Vern, K6VXY, K0DWC. Well, I'm glad you could join us this morning, Vern. Better late than never. Glad you're here. Appreciate your participation, as we do everyone, and you're sounding really good this morning with the IC 7200. Okay, well, let me make a call out here and see if there's anybody who wants to get in on the tail end of this second round here, number 6. Like to check in, come now. Okay, nothing heard. So, 7-3s to Tom, WA6OPE. And we will start. This will be the 73 round, fellas. So, we will go back up to the top with Henry and that beautiful ATV, which sounds fantastic. WA7YBS 0DWC. Go ahead, Henry.
Okay. K0DWC WA7 YBS. All right. Well, thanks a lot for all the reports and stuff on the ATV. And yeah, Tom is right on the money there. This thing is cool. And when you see the motor drive on it, it's just really a channel switcher, but I mean, the little cams and rollers that push down on these push rods, essentially is what they are, to switch channels. And each tuning module has 6 levers in the back that these push rods use the levers to and it's got 1
coming in fine there. But 7-3, and we'll send it down to Dave, W6MQI. Go ahead, Dave.
All right, Chuck. Yeah, definitely was. Henry was in and out there. Well, if you think about it, Henry, the conditions are really gone south here. If you think about it, maybe drop me an email what you have. It sounded like you didn't have any resistance checks, just voltage, and that's kind of what I have too. So, yeah, this is going to be a fun one. This thing is doing something I've never experienced before, so I'm going to have to really break it down, compartmentalize the problem, go from stage to stage. This could take a while. So, but anyway, all right. Well, I guess I'll say 73.2. Conditions are really, like I said, going south here. So, everybody take care, and we'll talk to you guys next week. So, over to Bill, N6BCT, W6MQI.
W6MQI, Bravo, Charlie Tango. Fuel got breaking up when I tried to get around. Go ahead, Bert.
A small group today. Good morning, Bill. And Half Moon Bay, you're coming in and out. And Henry, you sounded good until it quit there for a little bit, and I didn't hear you again. I meant to mention something very important, that swap meet coming up on the 21st. I've prearranged some things to go to that. I took the mileage. It's about 150 miles to Lincoln. I got the brochure from the internet, and I got the swap meet. It's the Ham Club. I don't have it in front of me. They talk about the sellers going to be there at 6 and the regular public at 7, and someone gave me a tip, get there at 5:30. But what we're going to do is, we haven't finalized it, but we plan to go to Elk Grove. We know pastor there very well at a church up there, and we thought, well, we could go up and see Jay and stay up in Elk Grove, and then it's only 42 miles from Elk Grove to Lincoln. So I'm working on that, and that's the plan, though. And so to go to Elk Grove on Friday, 110 miles, not that bad, and spend the night up there in a hotel, unless some other arrangements are made up there, and then get up early, and I'll get there at 5:30. I could do that. I'll just get up at 4:30 in Elk Grove, maybe 4, and drive up there. If they don't let me in, they don't let me in. That's okay, but I'm there plenty early. And then we can visit with the pastor there on Sunday. So we spend Saturday night up in Elk Grove. So that could work out pretty good. That's the plan. So I'm hoping that this all works out, and I can see some of you guys there on Saturday morning. So that was a small group today. Well, at least I made it. So I got 1 is Henry, 2 was OPE, 3 I guess was MQI, 4 was BCT, and 5 is me. And with that little announcement, this K6BXY, I'm sorry I'm late, but thank you, Chuck. It's better late than never. And that's what I was thinking as I was struggling to get going there. Boy, I don't know what it is with me and the sleepiness. Back to you, Chuck. K0DWC, this K6BXY. Good morning to all.
Okay, Vern, K6VXY, K0VWC. Yeah, well, good job. Good job. You know, we're glad that you checked in this morning, and looking forward to checking in next week. Henry will be next control next weekend. Excuse me. And I guess I'll go ahead and shut her down for today. It was a slow morning, quick net. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for being there. We appreciate it very much. And there were still good signals from everybody, even Bill. I heard Bill on every one of his transmissions there. So great job there, and great job to everybody else. So I'll shut the net down for today. We're closing the Vintage Military Radio net, and everybody have a good, safe day today. Good week ahead, and we'll talk to you guys next Sunday morning. So that was on 50. Back over to the radio over the news. Take care, and I'm signing. K0VWC.